Well, essentially what India offers today are three things: democracy, demography, and demand. So we start with the third, which is the perhaps one of the largest markets in the world with a growing middle class, and that's our demand. The demography is that India has 800 million people under the age of 35, and for the next four decades we're going to reap what is possibly a huge demographic dividend. And of course we have a very stable polity based on a democracy that has been in place for the last 70 years. So India has all these to offer today to a potential investor. And apart from that, India is of course today the fastest growing large economy in the world, and also the most welcoming place in the world at this point for foreign direct investment. The message is simple: come to India, come and do business in India. We've had a very positive situation in terms of foreign direct investment. Global investors are seeing this opportunity. India has been an independent nation for 70 years. Certainly over the last 2.5 decades, India has been reforming rapidly. And certainly over the last 3 years, we've had a dramatic acceleration of this reform, making India the most welcoming place in the world for investment. And if you see the amount of investment coming in, investors are voting with their feet. We've got more investment now this year than we've had ever in the past. $55 to $60 billion every year in the last couple of years. So there is a huge opportunity in this transformation that is going on in India for a foreign investor looking for a bright spot in the world to invest in. And India is offering that to each investor, and we feel, particularly for Poland, that there are huge opportunities. Well, the government of India has now created a very, very positive investment climate. For instance, we have the Make in India program, and we have Invest India, an organization which does a hand-holding job for every potential businessman who would like to go. So businessmen from the point of entering India are given partners or given the opportunity to deal with any of India's states, and there are tailor-made solutions that we can find for these businessmen. So what has happened in recent times is that Polish delegations have been going in large numbers to India, and Indian partners are coming forth. They're talking. We had just in this January a delegation led by Deputy Prime Minister Piotr Gliński to India with 70 officials and businessmen, and they did real concrete deals. So between the visit last year and this year, we feel $500 or $600 million worth of deals were done. So this is a time of a rapid interest in Polish business in India, and we feel that this should spread into different regions of Poland. I certainly would. I think it's a huge opportunity. What I tell Polish businessmen when we talk about the opportunity is that we feel that Poland and Polish business have come of age. Poland is much too large to be confined to Europe. We feel that Polish business needs to look at global opportunity. And when they look at Asia, India is a natural partner, because India is offering not just the Indian market, which is huge, but also the South Asian market. And India, at this stage of our economic reforms, needs global partners, and particularly Polish partners, for the kind of technologies they can bring into the various economic programs India is going. Well, for 50 years you need to be more an astrologer than a forecaster. But India, every prediction is talking about India, which is today the third largest economy in the world in terms of purchasing power parity, to become, certainly would be among the top three. And I think 50 years from now, perhaps India would be the dominant player in the world. But you know, for India, it's not important to be number one or number two or number three. The more important thing is to bring the kind of economic transformation within the country, which would lift a lot of people out of poverty, which would bring prosperity to India. And I think along the way, if we provide huge opportunities for our partners, that is going to be more than welcome.